s'il te plaît. Hello guys. All right, let's go. So this week is we're just gonna cover Fang. So it's gonna be very quick webinar. You know, I don't intend to make it long. Um, hello, Mylind. Okay. So thanks for joining. So okay, guys, we're just gonna go over the previous forecast that we've made and see what we had. So again, last week for S&P, what we said is that the market is down. We need to get a pullback, right? And what did we get? We got more than a pullback. But again, if you were long from here, then you did fine, right? We closed our position here, and then I never thought that it would explode like that so much and so quickly. But this is just the fact that we are in a very volatile market where you can have these $100 swings weekly. Is the sound good? You hear me well? So yeah, it's just the way the market is, right? Um, and again, we thought that we would get this pullback. So the forecast was that okay, at least we get up to here to 2565, and then we can continue to fall, right? But as soon as we get here, we got even more. Okay? So as soon as you get that, you're like, okay, well my forecast might have not worked. So then you need to wait because the market is not doing what you expect it to do. And that's totally fine because you did see the up move from here, which we got. Okay? Oui. Quoi? Ok, mais me dérange pas s'il te plaît. Je l'ai dit. Okay. So yeah, so we expected the market to go uh, at least to here. And it's very important that you understand that I'm saying at least here. Okay, it could have gotten more, and we did get more, but at least to here. So, yeah. Now the problem is that we went even higher, and this I did not see, but it doesn't really matter because what you need to do here is just pull a trend line, right? So we could keep on going grinding higher. We can keep on grinding higher, but at one point, as soon as we break this, start a correction, we're gonna go all the way down. All right. This is very likely to create one of these patterns. All right. And how do I think this is possible? It's because look at what happened here, right? We get a spike, we get a correction. Then we get the next spike. We get a spike, we get a correction, and then we get the next spike. All right. So this is what we expect. Okay. So yeah, guys, we broke the high, and then we can go all the way down and not break the low. And this is called a running flat, where the second leg breaks the high of the first leg, and then you come down, but you don't have to break the low of this leg. All right, for the third wave. Okay. So remember, there's a pattern where you spike, and then for a correction you get the three wave, 1, 2, 3, which is called a regular flat, where you break the low of the first leg. Right? You see here we broke the low of this leg here, because the second wave didn't break the high of the first leg. All right. See here, you break the high of the first leg, but you still expect this to be in a correction. Okay. Um. So yeah, that's it. um it's the basics, right? Like, you've seen me do this in my previous webinars, and honestly, like, you should be acquainted to this. It's yeah, it's just the running flat. Okay. um Now again, Apple, if you've seen my previous webinar, good job to you guys, because again, this is what we saw. What did I say here? I said this is a completed 1, 2, 3, and we should take off. What happened? We took off. So, and this has to do with the fact that, okay, look at how this moved. Look at how this moved. This is very corrective like. This is usually a move you see in a correction. So then you get the down move, and then as soon as you get the correction completed, boom, you can explode, which we got. Okay? So this is, again, the market moves, spikes, corrections, spikes. Okay? But now you have to be careful, because at 185, Apple becomes dangerous. All right, we can go down now. All right, but if you're holding your long, take some profits off, because this is about to pull back. um Netflix is still very difficult, but we expected Netflix to be very difficult. But again, this is just in a very massive sideways. So what do we expect Netflix to do? We got first leg down, and now we're just consolidating right here in the middle. So this pattern is, the way you trade one of these patterns is that you have to wait for some catalyst, because at one point this is gonna drop. But if it drops slowly, then don't expect this to totally tank. If it drops slowly, then this is just gonna go back up and then tank. All right, because here's the thing. You might say, "Oh, Dragos, well, this is a three wave. We should go back up." Well, this is not looking too good of a three wave, because this is not as sharp as this one. Okay, so you have to with experience, you understand that this might get more complex. Okay, and by more complex, meaning that we might get more layers of complexity here. And I'm going to show you a chart, which you probably already know which one it is, that is showing this one. All right, it's Nvidia. Okay, but look at this, and then Nvidia did this, and then we're expecting this on Nvidia, right? So Netflix is just lagging behind. All right, so there's nothing really much to add. We're gonna get, at some point, we're gonna get this big down move. Quoi? Non, 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 Daria. All right, sorry. So yeah, we will get this down move, and as soon as we get this down move, we could get the next spike. All right, to retest this high. All right, spike, correction, spike. That's the gist of it. Okay. So yeah, um, it's what we expect to see, but you have to understand something, right? Is it easy to trade? Absolutely not. This is not a pattern that is easy to trade. And can I say, "Oh, we're going to drop tomorrow"? No, I can't. So there's limits to my forecast, because I see some people on Discord that are like, this is gonna do this right now, but sometimes it is in a complex pattern like Netflix is, and when they get into these complex patterns, it's very difficult to understand what is happening, even for me, and even for a big human, like a genius, right? Complex systems are not easy, okay? But what I can say is that at some point in the future, okay, we're gonna get this big push down to complete this wave, okay? And as soon as we're gonna get this, then we'll be able to spike. But for now, we're just in this massive congestion, okay? So you can trade it if you want. Actually, I think some of you guys and myself have recognized a pattern on the 15-minute, all right? So you got a spike, you got a 1 2 3, and then boom. So if you got that trade that I called out, good job for you. That was a nice 300%er with the 360Cs. And yeah, I hope you made money on that one. Um, Facebook. Facebook is also kind of difficult because we got this correction, then we spiked. That was very, that was easy to see. But then we got this massive tank. And where it is right now, it's very difficult to understand what's going to happen next. So I would honestly just stay away because you can definitely see how what it's doing. It's spiking hard and it's spiking back in the opposite direction, and now it's flagging. So, uh, you know, in the near term, because it's flagging for the upside, we can get a push up, but this doesn't really mean anything serious. We can definitely come back down to these levels to retest these levels before any major up move, um, because of where the S&P is compared to that one. But I would just leave Facebook for now. Like right now, everything is playing out like we said. We said that this summer is going to be very not boring, but more sideways-ish because the market wants to, uh, build entropy or build energy for the next push or for the next big move. Okay, so right now we're just going in a sideways. So if you took my advice that I gave last, we were around here. We were around here, and I told you guys get some iron condors because Amazon is just gonna go sideways. What is Amazon doing? Going sideways. So yeah, it's it's not doing anything. It's going sideways in very sharp fashion, which I did not expect. But I'm pretty confident in the fact that this is gonna still continue on going sideways before an eventual move up. Okay, so I think we may get this down move on Amazon soon. Okay, so look out for that one. I don't think Amazon is going anywhere, and if the S&P is looking to create this running flat, then what do you expect Amazon to do? Create a running flat as well. Okay. So, and if you watched my previous webinar, I think you're pretty happy because I said, watch Amazon go all the way here, break this high, and then it's gonna come back, right? My last webinar. So if you got that one, then you're doing really well. Okay. Now, did I expect Amazon to go right here in a week? No, but this is where timing is another game of its own. Sometimes it's very difficult to time. Right here, I was never, because we're in a big correction. I'm never expecting Amazon to go up 100 points in a week. Like it's just not what I am supposed to forecast because if I'm saying we're inside of a bigger correction, I'm expecting these types of patterns to repeat somewhere here in inverse, right? I'm expecting something like that before the dump. I'm expecting a spike, something like that before the up move, right? But it's just the nature of the market is just very fast right now. So I guess we have to hold our contracts more, I guess. Um, but okay, well I don't know what happened here. I keep on, my bad. Okay. whatever. I don't even know what I'm pressing, but it's fine. So yeah, we got this down move. Now this is very likely to come all the way back down. Okay, so watch that. Okay, Google. This is starting to take a little bit more shape. So if you watch my previous webinars back in 2018, we said that this might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, which is called a leading diagonal. And then we get the pullback, right? So we got the pullback. Now this, the more I'm looking at many charts, the more I'm not very keen on Google. I think this can still come all the way down. All right. So this is going to be something to watch because this is not something that is very aggressive looking, right? So at any point, Google is going to either create a three-way for upside or is going to totally collapse. And this is gonna have to come soon because we can't just go up like this. We've created some lower degree corrections, like you can see here. Again, we can go some more upside, but at any point we might start to create the deep pullback all the way to 1080. All right, but for now there's no need to pull the fibs. If you want to pull the fibs right now, it's cool, but we don't have really a high, right? But we'll be looking for one soon, right? So if we expect some more upside all the way to 1240, then we can see the 618 level is at that 1080 mark. Okay, so this three-wave pullback usually comes to that 618, and right here we'll be looking for the next buy, right? So we expect this three-wave pattern. If you guys are following me, you already see one, right? This one is pretty blatant. So we're expecting the same thing to happen right here. Okay, before the next takeoff. Okay, so it's very simple. It's the same patterns repeating themselves over and over again. All right. BA had a very sharp drop, but and this is something that I want to address. When I say that this can come all the way back up, it's because of a reason. I'm not trolling, okay? I'm never trolling, all right? Sometimes I may say things in not the right way and I sound like a clown, but I'm very, very serious when I say that this is very, very volatile and we can get this three wave. So this is why I say, oh, we can go all the way to 400, back to 400, because I am looking at a wave pattern. That's it. That's it. I'm not joking. And with the current volatility in the stock, one news event, it's back at 400. So I'm very much able to make a crazy forecast like that, right? And like in the book by Philip Tetlock, Super Forecasters, right? If you read that book, or some other finance book, sorry, it might not be the right book, but some other finance book, the guy said, oh, if I'm making a crazy forecast and it works, everybody's impressed. If I make a crazy forecast and it doesn't work, then you're like, oh, whatever, right? So this is a stock where I can make a crazy forecast, right? 400, back to 400, 10%. We're almost there. So it could definitely happen. But as soon as we're gonna get to here, I'm expecting that if the market goes down, we're gonna get some very much like some big sideways, possibly creating a cup and handle pattern all the way back to 330 before the next takeoff. Okay, it's gonna be because the stock is digesting the bad news. It's not gonna spike all the way back up, but definitely 400 is a possibility, and this is very reminiscent of the forecast that I gave on BA right here and on so many other charts, right? Because right here, uh, I said that, guys, it was here. I said, guys, look for this to go all the way here. Okay, that was before the Fed. It was before NFP where the market took off, which was right here. Okay, If you remember that date correctly, it was right here. Now I said, guys, we're going to come here, and then this is potentially a three-way for more dump, or if we get a sideways here, then you can look for upside. Now this is more difficult to trade because obviously, boom, you see there's ER, and sometimes ER is very difficult to forecast. Sometimes it's easy, like on Netflix, but sometimes it's very difficult, like this one. Because I wasn't sure if it's going to take off right now or if it's going to dump before the takeoff, right? You can make both assumptions. So we got that up move, but it's very similar to what we're getting here, right? You can definitely see the similarities. Okay, so we're at least going to come here. Can it come all the way back up here? Yes, it can. It can, but it's still going to come back down. Okay, because you need to what am I going to say? What was I going to say? You need to get a mirror of this move down. Okay, because it's always spike sideways, and the sideways is at least a three wave based on chaos theory, right? All right, so but the pattern that I expect to see is all the way here and then just some downside grind all the way to 330. All right, Nvidia. So Nvidia, I mean, if you watch I keep on saying if you've watched my previous webinar, but this was literally perfect. And yeah, I'm very happy that this one worked out. And if you took the long that I told you guys to take here, you're doing fantastic. Now, okay, if you've watched the webinar, I said as soon as we get here, guys, we need to get this down move. Okay, so here you can expect this down move. This is an example of a complex pattern because this down move is not mirrored by this one. This one looks too corrective, which means that it's a pattern inside of a pattern. Okay, and it's very difficult to understand that when you start learning patterns and all that stuff because it's not something that you learn from theory. It's something that you learn from experience. All right. Um, you just have to watch a lot of charts. You have to really dig through some. Maybe sometimes you're gonna be like, "Yo, where's my third wave?" Right? Um, and then this happens, but it's very slow. And then you come all the way back up, and you're like, "What happened?" But this is what happened. It's because it's a pattern inside of a pattern. All right. So we got that up move. Um, we got that up move, and now we're looking for this. All right, we're looking for that. Okay, before the takeoff. So that's very much it. We can grind some more to the upside. 172, 170, 175 should be the target zone for the short though. So look for that. Okay, look for that. So how will we be able to trade this? Because this looks like a bull flag, so we should get one more push. But at around 172, 175, what are we expecting to get this short? We're expecting, boom, all the way back down to 170, below 170. Right? So we break above 170, then we come all the way back down to 170. We create a sideways on the lower degree, and then we take that short. Okay? So that's the setup, guys. Spike, reversal, sideways, and then we take the short. That's it. All right. AMD. So AMD, I said that this was the pick of the week last week. So if you took that long, you're doing pretty well. And yeah, there's nothing to add here. AMD is looking to be in a bigger sideways. So just for now, if you're not in the long, definitely wait for this to complete. All right. So pull your trend line and look to buy the three waves completing near the trend line, right? So we get 1, 2, 3, and then near the trend line, boom, you can buy. 2240 again should be a very good buying spot. Okay, so yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. It was very short and sweet because um yeah, I don't think there's anything that is very much appealing in this market, because we need to wait for this to come all the way down, um, and then the sideways for us to get the short. But as soon as I'm gonna see this, I'm gonna make a bigger webinar, because yeah, right now TradingView is acting a little bit weird. But as soon as I'm gonna get my problems resolved, I'm gonna make a bigger video. And yeah, but this is just short and sweet what I'm looking at for next week. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. At any point, we're gonna get this very deep down move, 30-point move down. We're gonna get the sideways, and then we're gonna come all the way back down. This is what I'm expecting, uh, and this is what I'm forecasting. So yeah, if you thank you for the 100 views. Um, on the videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you are gaining some knowledge uh, on this one. I'm definitely going to make a video on the previous forecast that I've made on Amazon and BA, and how you know more of more of like how I look at charts in a general matter very soon, because I'm done with exams. I was studying today, but very soon I'm gonna make one, to just explain my method more completely. So please subscribe to my channel, to get the video as soon as it's gonna get out. And yeah, please leave a like, share, and have a very good trading week. Hope you make some good money. Take care, guys. See you.